God bless you. Let's do better.
Hi guys, so good evening and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite Goddess, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. Yan. So, um, it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's vigorous night and it's good. Okay, so we are doing some little goals right now, and um, the air is different. I mean, it's just different. It feels so different nowadays.
Hello, billionaire.
So,
Ano kana?
ayan. Okay, so it's 11:01 and again it's August 8, 2025, and blah blah. Babasahin natin guys is page 258 and 259 of the book Mastery. Okay, so later may chichika ako sa inyo. It's not, it's parang, it's a local news. Tama ba local? It's a news from Manila. So, yeah. Um, hindi ko sure saan ba talaga ako natapos. Wait lang, ay tanata na. So, to the ancient Chinese, who understood this very well, it was known as the Tao or Wei, Tao. Yan. And this way inhabits everything in the world and is embedded in the relationships between things. The way is possible to the expert in cooking, carpentry, and warfare, or philosophy. We shall call it the dynamic, the living force that inevitably operates in anything we study or do. It is how the whole thing functions and how the relationship evolves from within. It is not the moves of the pieces on the chessboard, but the entire game involving the psychologies of the players, their strategies in real time, their past experiences influencing the present, the comfort of the chairs they are sitting in, how their energies affect each other in a word, everything that comes into play all at once. Makinig lang kayo guys. So through intense absorption in a particular field over a long period of time, masters come to understand all of the parts involved in what they are studying. They reach a point where all of this has become internalized and they are no longer seeing the parts but gain an intuitive feel for the whole. They literally see or sense the dynamic. So in the living sciences, we have the example of Jane Goodall, who studied chimpanzees in the wilds of East Africa for years as she lived among them. Interacting with them constantly, she reached a point where she began to think like a chimpanzee and could see elements on their social life that no other scientist had come close to fathoming. She gained an intuitive feel for not only how they functioned as individuals but as a group, which is an inseparable part of their lives. She made discoveries about the social life of chimpanzees that forever altered our conception of the animal, and they are no less scientific for depending on this deep level of intuition. So, um, come to think of it, our really environment shapes us. So, it's really important for us, for you, for all my viewers. Bahala sila kung hindi sila viewers ko, mind their own world. Kayong mga viewers ko, I want to encourage all of you to actually live in an environment where there's chaos but not too chaotic. I mean, it should be safe. I mean, you should feel safe. You should be feel free to create something or to do your work or to um ano ba to enhance your creativity. So, I hope all of you guys are in that kind of environment. Hindi siya toxic, you know. Because I know how it feels, you know. It's deadly actually. Kapag ganun, like, I'm serious on a serious matter. So, in a warfare, we can point the great German General Erwin Rommel, who was said to possess the highest form of the fingertip feel ever chronicled in the history of battle. He could sense exactly where the enemy was thinking of striking and foil their plans. He could launch an offensive at precisely the weak point in their lines of defense. He seemed to have eyes in the back of his head and oracular powers for reading the future. He did all of this in the deserts of North Africa where it was nearly impossible to get any clear sense of the terrain. Rommel's power, however, was not occult in nature. He simply had a much deeper knowledge than other generals of all of the aspects of battle. He constantly flew over the desert in his own plane, gaining a bird's eye feel for the terrain. He was a trained mechanic and so had a complete knowledge of his tanks and what he could expect of them. He studied in depth the psychology of the opposing army and its generals. He interacted with almost all of his soldiers and had a clear sense of how far he could push them. Ako ata to. So, because I push people to become their, you know, to maximize their potential, like you guys. And you may not, what do you call this? You may not appreciate it now, but in the long run, if you're watching my channel, you know, I'm consistently here for you kasi think about that. Our lives is so busy. I mean, our reality is so busy, but I'm doing my best that I can to be here with you. Diba? That's so sweet. Guys, I'm so sweet. Continue. So whatever he studied, he did so with incredible intensity and depth. A point was reached where all of these details become internalized. They fuse together in his brain, giving him a feel for the whole picture and a sense of this interactive dynamic. The ability to have this intuitive grasp of the whole and feel this dynamic is simply a function of time, since it has been shown that the brain is literally altered after approximately 10,000 hours of practice. These powers would be the result of transformation that happens in the brain after some 20,000 hours and beyond. With this much practice and experience, all kinds of connections have been formed in the brain between different forms of knowledge. Masters thus have a sense of how everything interacts organically, and they can intuit patterns or solution in an instant. This fluid form of thinking does not occur through a step-by-step process, but rather comes in flashes and insights as the brain makes sudden connections between disparate forms of knowledge, causing us to sense the dynamic in real time. Some people like to imagine that such intuitions do operate sequentially, but simply happen too fast for the thinker to see the steps. This reasoning comes from the desire to reduce every form of intelligence to the same rational level, but with a discovery like the theory of simple relativity. If Albert Einstein himself could not begin to reconstruct the steps in the retrospect that led to his insight on the relativity of time, then why should it be imagined that such steps exist? Ano kayo guys? Inhale, exhale. Kasi parang feeling ko mabilis ako. Well, we have to move fast kasi gagawin pa ako guys. So, okay na. Nakahinga na ng deep breath. Okay? Kasi kailangan nyo yun. We must trust the experience and descriptions of these masters, all people with high level of self-awareness and analytical skills. It would be a misconception, however, to imagine the masters are simply following their intuitions and moving beyond rational thinking. First, it is through all of their hard work and depth of their knowledge and the development of their analytical skills that they reach this higher form of intelligence. Second, when they experience this intuition or insight, they invariably subject it to a high degree of reflection and reasoning. In science, they must spend months or years verifying their intuitions. In the arts, they must work out. In the arts, they must work out the ideas that come to them intuitively and rationally shape them into a form. This is hard for us to imagine because we find intuition and rationality mutually exclusive. But in fact, at this high level, they operate wait lang. They operate together in a seamless fashion. The reasoning of masters is guided by intuition. Their intuition springs from intense rational focus. The two are fused. Okay, so we're done na guys. Okay, so um, I hope today is the Lions Gate portal. You know, if you don't know anything from it, you should know. You know, I mean, you just have to know the way of this world works. Okay, so basically, you can meditate, do prayers, whatever, guys, whatever you want. Make sure to maximize this day and the coming days as well kasi I think it's still open and up until the 12th or basta ganun date. Okay, so make sure to harness all the good shit, the good energy, and manifest all your desires, the good desires. Okay, yung mga good desires lang, wag yung mga bad. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. I'll see you again. Wait lang. Yung kuwento ko sa inyo is that, diba recently, there are a lot of floods that happen in different parts of the Philippines. And so one of it is, sobrang, syempre yung capital of the Philippines is Manila. So, ayan. Basa ko lang yun. So, may nag-volunteer na one of the tycoon, I don't know, he's a CEO. Basta, ang ata yung apelyido niya. So, I think that man is going to help lesson and much. Kasi it's actually, hindi siya kaya ng isang tao. So, everyone should be cooperative and smart enough, to to execute plans. So, doon yung mahirap yung execution, action. So, I think sobrang worst na ng mga pangyayari. So, someone is actually stepping up. So, I think kapag ganun talaga, eventually, someone will step up. Kasi, a lot of it, yung causes, diba, yung effect ng flood. Not only the poor, even kung poor, siguro maybe wala silang pakialam, mga poor people, or mga middle class or lower middle class, basta ganun. So, wala sila ng paraan. Affected pa rin naman yung mga nasa taas. So, everyone is being affected. So, you cannot get away with it. Siyempre, labas ka ng kalsada and everything, all the other factors of the flood shit. Wait lang. So, ayan na nga. I think, and I believe na if one is really, if we have the same goals, they can really achieve. Everything is really possible, especially nowadays, diba? Technology and all, and there are really smart people out there. You just have to pay them well and look for them kasi they're hiding in plain sight. So, ayan guys, marami pang lalabas na katulad niya in the near future when it worsens. So, I hope everyone of you will be cooperative, in making this world a better place. Ayun na guys, tayo eme. Sige na, magpahinga na kayo and again, do better.